Good evening. It's Aarti Agarwal Shines Productions welcomes you. Circuit break in Singapore and lockdown all over the world. The phase and the time is definitely not good. But you are with your family and friends. Shines Productions promises you to bring some videos to chill you up with your family. I have converted one of my script into the story and presenting to you, and I hope you will like it. Discover light in dark. Discover light in dark. This is a story on Manav.
Today's topic is Discover Light in Dark. This is a story of Manav, mean man. And here we go. It is silence everywhere. No more busy street. No children at a playground. Everybody is locked down with the family. So is Manav. Manav has been working with MNC company. He woke up at 5 a.m. to do his project, which he needs to hand over his boss by next day. It's his lunchtime now. After the lunch, he decides to take a nap for an hour. Therefore, he leaves his dining table. He goes to his room. He locks. He switches off the light, closes the curtain, and he lies down on his bed. As the way he lies down on his bed, his mind goes wander. His mind wanders. During the lockdown, I hope it goes over soon. Offices and schools are so important. How hard it is to work from home. I hope it gets over soon. As the way he thinks, deep into the thought, his eyes closes. His eyelid closes. As he closes, it goes deeper to the dark. The more deeper to the darkness. As he goes deeper in the dark, he sees a tiny dim light slowly appearing. The darker it goes, the deeper he goes into the dark, the light appears more bright. Finally, he reaches to the light and dark disappear. He enters. Manav. Is this the world of dream? As he opens his eyes, he sees misery around the world. Everywhere he sees misery. Children, the people are crying for the food. It seems they have not been eaten for very long. A drought all over. Plants and trees were dried. There was a garden, but there was no flower. The animals were suffering. It was miserable. Manav felt so distressed. watching misery all over. He was confused. Where exactly did he come? It was not a place he chose. While he was trying to run away from this horrible environment, he decides to run fast as he could. He ran and he ran and he ran, and suddenly he stopped. He saw a tall man stood in front of him. The stranger was wearing a long white kurta, length of his feet, with naked feet, long curly black hair till his shoulder, and beard covering his pleasant looking face, with warm, calm eyes walking towards with smile. Manav became confused. A stranger? He's so good looking. Looking at his face, you feel so soothing and so happy, so calm. What is he doing in such a horrible environment and miserable? He looks fit to me, I swear. Doesn't seem to be he has not been eating for so long. Manav was confused while the stranger came closer to the Manav, and he gave a tight hug to Manav. As he hugged, Manav felt calmed and happy. Then Manav looked at the stranger, as though his eyes was telling Manav to follow him. Manav discovered the hope and the trust into his eyes. Therefore, Manav followed. As both were walking, besides were the miseries, people crying for the food. There was no water, drought, dry all over. While they were walking, stranger stopped. Manav again went confused. Why did he stop now? Oh God, I want to run away from this environment and this man. I thought he's trying to show me the way to go. But I don't understand why did he stop? Confused, Manav looked around. He saw a lady sitting beside a dry lake and trees with no leaves. The tree was dry. Since long time there was no water at this place. She was with messy hair. She seems not bathed for many months or perhaps a year. She looked very weak, as though she has not been eaten for very long. Her eyes were insecurely looking around, as though she was trying to save something that she was holding tightly towards her chest from others. Manav was heartbroken to see this. He became curious, as though he was anxious to find out what is she holding in her arms. Stranger was standing but not reacting. Manav said, "Why aren't you doing anything? It is so sad to see this woman suffering. Oh, by the way, what is she holding? What could it be? And why is there insecure in her eyes?" Stranger still remained dumb. The lady, still insecure, holding something as though someone will take it away from her. She was behaving little bit insane and insecure. Stranger looked at Manav and then at the lady. He slowly walked towards the lady and he looked at her She lifted up her head and she looked at the stranger. He smiled. She smiled back. Stranger forwarded his hand on her head with calmness. The moment she felt his head on her head, his hand on her head, the moment she felt his hand on her head, she felt very relaxed, calm, and happy. She closed her eyes. The moment she closed her eyes, her tears rolled down towards her cheek and followed with more tears. Slowly she opened her arm to show her hidden precious that she was hiding, and slowly it was a dead girl child. Manav became shocked and more worried, seeing dead baby girl in her hand. Without realizing, he stole stranger's hand tightly. Stranger smiled at him and freed his hand from Manav. He walked closer towards lady, took the child to his arm and looked at the child and the lady, and he smiled. Manav was very confused. He couldn't understand anything what was happening. As the stranger holded the child with love and smile, the baby started moving. She started playing in his arm. She started kicking with her tiny little feet and making beautiful sound. She gave a warm smile at the stranger. Manav was amazed and happy to see that baby back to the life, and even more shocked to see changes around him. The moment baby came back alive, lady stood up with sudden change in her. Her untidy, torn dress was now becoming beautiful, colorful green dress. Her untidy, curly hair is now long, beautiful hair. Her face became more beautiful, pleasant, and with a calm expression, as though she was the most beautiful lady in the world. After all this changed in her, her first smile, beautiful waterfall and flowers blooming, her second smile, all the drought and the dry became into the green, and her other smile, next smile, changed the world into happiness. Seeing all these things, Manav became very shocked. Manav was amazed what was happening with him. Who was this lady? Who was this stranger man? And what about this baby? And why is he there? What was he doing? Stranger handed over the baby girl to Manav and smiled at him. Manav looked at stranger and then looked at the lady and then at the baby. When he looked at the baby, she was so beautiful. Big eyes, curly hair, with beautiful smile. He hugged her and again looked at her. As the baby eyes close, Manav goes into the dark again. He goes deeper, deeper away from the light. As he goes deeper into the dark, there is a sound, echo. Manav, 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 Manav. as though someone was calling. Manav! Manav! Manav, wake up! Wake up! I said, wake up! How long are you going to sleep? Said his wife. As he got up, he was happy and shocked to see his wife and the family sitting around him. He rubbed his eyes and he looked very clearly. Again, dark vanishes into the complete light. Manav now can see very clearly. Hello, my dear child. Get up. It's time for breakfast, said mother, and she went into the kitchen. Hey, bro, let's go for a cycling to our garden at least. I will win this time, said his sister. Daddy, a little girl appeared, hugging him. You see, I made for your birthday card. My daddy is my role model, said the daughter. Manav was so happy to see everything. Suddenly, a beautiful lady appearing towards him, hugging him. Happy birthday, sweetie. Here is tiny gift for you. I am luckiest woman to be your wife. Manav smiles. He looked at the ladies around him. He becomes happy. He goes into the wonder. What was that dream about? He opens it, the gift that his wife gave him, and he discovers the lovely family picture in a wooden frame. Manav smiles and hugs his family, all of them, with thanks. It was Manav's birthday. Everybody was happy. The wife made a nice birthday cake for him, while the mommy prepared lots of yummy lunch. All was on the table. Sister went on to put the music. All were dancing. It was a happy birthday party within a family. Suddenly a doorbell rings. Once. Nobody hears except Manav.
He waited for someone to open the door, but nobody could hear him except himself. He went to his wife and asked her, "Why aren't you opening the door? What happened? Don't you hear someone ringing the bell?" She said, "No, I can't hear. There's no one at the door. Please just wait. We are getting things ready." Manav said, "Okay." But as he sat down, he again heard the bell ringing. He opened the door. He saw nobody. He was confused. He saw right, he saw left. He don't find anybody. He came back in the room. While he was walking back, he heard the bell again. He planned to open up again and check this out. He saw again right, nobody was there. He saw left, nobody was there. Then he looked down at his doorstep. There was a gift, big box wrap with white wrapper and green ribbon. He wondered, who could this be? When he waited for a few minutes, there was nobody there.
He opens. He sees a pink flower which was made of a stone, and the written word on it was respect life from stranger the god, lady the mother nature. He looked at it deeply and he was so emotional.
He understood connections from the dream till the real life. He took the gift, He looked up and he looked at the nature, trees, plants. He could bye to them and he closed the door. And he was happy ever after. No matter what circumstances comes in our life, God is watching us and we are under the shelter of Mother Nature. We should not blame to anybody. Why is this crisis here? But we should learn to be together, happy, stay safe and be happy. Take care.